Yo, welcome back. It's the next day for me, but this video is probably not gonna come out for a couple more days. We're fresh off getting that 6.0 from the dude's backyard. I can't believe I have two 6.0s now. I went from not being able to get one or find one for a good price, getting that one that was a whole debacle that video, you remember that, to now I have uno, dos. Oh, and yes, and I was saying that was a 4.8. That's not a 4.8, that's 5.3. The only 4.8 around here is in the Cuda. But where are we? Okay, so this video is it's so funny. Don't make fun of me too bad, but this video is me doing brake shoes, and you're thinking, why is that even funny? Well, the brake shoes that are on it, on the Cuda, I have no clue when they were put on it. They could be the factory ones. I have no idea. When I first got the car and I did the brakes, I ordered some from Summit, but there's some holes down the bottom right there that didn't match up with the old ones. So I just threw those in the attic and I just bought new drums and I just put new drums on it. And I was like, that's fine. But wait until you see the brake shoes, specifically on the passenger side. Driver side is actually not too bad, but the passenger side, yeah. I'm definitely, y'all don't understand that I am very, if it works, it's right. that's just, we'll just say that much. What else? Right now I'm doing I already put the front brakes back on and everything, but of course, being Mopar, the calipers I bought from Summit, the new calipers, because I did new discs, and obviously while you're there you might as well do brake pads because they're stupid cheap. Well, Mopar isn't. Chevy is, Mopar isn't. These are $52, and they're the wrong ones from O'Reilly's were $52. But there was an issue with the width from this corner to this corner right here. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a specific thing for Mopar. I don't know if it's like, made in Mexico, my favorite. I just saw something that it said Mopar, and then it gave you the year models. But anyways, I had to order these specifically through, I got these through Summit. I thought I got them from Classic Industries. I got these from Classic Industries because the ones that didn't work last time were from Summit, so I wasn't going to waste my time reordering from Summit. I mocked it up kind of next to it, and it looked like it was the right shoe as what's on it now. Well, obviously we'll find out. And so hopefully these work, even though the brake pads that are on the car aren't bad. But I'd like to just have new brakes because the pedal does go down to the floor quite a bit. But where I'm at now, oh, you want to see what's in the box? Can you guess? We'll get to that later. But now I'm replacing that old crusted fuel line. So let me show you something right quick. So let me just show you. So I order the same PTFE line every time I get PTFE line. So it has the same fittings I use and everything. But when I open this, I noticed that the inside is very different, which this actually works out in my favor because I'm not going to be using these fittings. And you're thinking, oh, Anthony, why not? That's the right way to do it. Well, if you haven't figured it out now, if it works, it's right. So I'm just going to hose clamp these on because you 100% can. You're more than welcome to waste your time trying to tell me that you can't. You can. These fuel systems only produce 58 psi. It'll be perfectly fine. Also, they don't use AN fittings on newer model stuff. So, but anyways, this usually the PTFE line I've used before, PTFE line, has had a plastic inside, not just this rubber. So it'd be plastic, rubber, and then braided. Well, this one's just obviously rubber and braided, which works out for me because that means it'll squish a lot easier. I just cut myself, you raggedy which will be easier for clamping it. But where I'm at now is I'm just measuring, really just doing boring, tedious stuff, measuring, and then got to cut, and then measure and cut. I was hoping that my 10 snips would cut through this, but they don't. So I got to use the angle grinder, cut that real quick, and I'm gonna hook up my fuel line, and then I'm going to move on to brakes, because even though I'm still having issues with the suspension being stiff, so it's come down to not a spring issue, but something is binding, whether it's the lower control arms are super tight, or the upper control arms are super tight, or the sway bar links. So the sway bar mounts were custom on the lower control arms. I had to give him a measurement. Me being acoustic, I probably gave him the wrong measurement, so wouldn't be surprised if the measurement's wrong for the sway bar. So something, I'm going to take the sway bar out, because the parts I need for the rubber bushings to bolt up to the sway bar to hold in place, those aren't going to come until like Saturday or even early next week. So I'm just going to take the sway bar out completely, and that way I'll be able to test drive it this weekend. But either the sway bar is making things bind up. Well, let me show you. Oh, we're down to 2 rollers. I only got 1 roller there, which is, she's on her way out. He's hanging in, but gone. So if I mess with this anymore, the garage door is basically just gonna come off, because obviously we're barely hanging in there. But garage door will be fixed next week. I'm very excited. But let me show you. I gotta play. Oh, my back. I gotta play. What's that thing where you go under the bar? You know, the kids used to do. But what I'm gonna do is, so I have this loose. I'm gonna take out the sway bar. I'm going to loosen the upper bolts for the upper control, or the only bolts, the upper control arm bolts, and I'm going to loosen the lower control arm bolt, and then I'm going to set it on the ground and see if I can finally get movement out of all this. Also, one thing I've noticed today, before I jacked it up and took everything off of it, while it was on the ground, the car actually lowered itself, so these springs are settling. So I need to tighten those up, raise it back up, so that when they settle even more when I'm driving, hopefully I have a better stance. Another thing I might do, I'm probably going to put a different set of lowering blocks. So right now I have 2-inch lowering blocks in it. That right there. And I think I'm going to switch to 1-inch to give me more clearance under the car, because those mufflers where they sit way below the frame rail. They're supposed to be tucked up in there, but that's just how I'm doing it. And then bam. So notice this brake shoe up here. So all this is gone. There's supposed to be brake shoe right here, gone. And this brake shoe is just all cracked and stuff. Surprisingly, it does have some life left in it, but I'll probably have to get new drums too, because these are probably junk now. But hopefully I'm gonna reuse all this hardware. Is still good, but I'm gonna reuse that. And I wish I had posse, limited slip, whatever. But I'm gonna reuse all the hardware. Hopefully it doesn't break. My luck, it probably will. But that is that. So we're looking at fuel line. For this video, it'll be new fuel line. Brakes, hopefully I can do all the brakes. Oh, messing with the suspension more, obviously. And then I can put on my new wheels. What do you think I got? I'll give you a second to decide. What do you think? Correct. You are correct. Because I heard you say, oh, come on. Hold on. One-handed. Come on. don't work out for nothing. Come on. Who's gonna carry the boats? I'm gonna carry the boats. Oh, okay. I cheated. 2 hands. Oh. Bam. Actual rally wheels. These are the factory style, not Unilug, cheap gray that I have to paint with rattle can paint and it just comes off anyways. Mopar wheels, which everybody thought I had Mopar wheels on it already. They thought those were the Mopar cop wheels. Idiots. But these are powder coated, clear coated. I think that's all the same thing. Powder coat, I think it's already clear coat. But so these can always be nice and cleaned up and shiny and pretty. I haven't decided if I'm going to put center caps on it yet. I really like the look of center caps, but on ratty cars, it's just kind of too much shiny. There are some ratty-ish cars where the center caps look good with it, but my car is super ratty, so the center caps might be too much. Plus, I'm going away from chrome anyway, so I want most of the. At some point, I'm gonna have all the trim, any trim that's on it, and the bumpers are gonna be black. But yeah, those will be a nice upgrade from these. Which you can't clean because I didn't clear coat them. But those are going on the Monte Carlo. So let's do more. Well, let me do this fuel line real quick. Oh, I should probably let me do the fuel line real quick and then we'll come right back. All right, just finished up my fuel line, just tightened it up. Got it running. I mean, basically the same way it was, but I mean, this is what we had. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I think I ripped it all up too much. This is the old fuel line, which, I mean, for 2.5 years of Texas heat, it held up pretty well. But it was definitely on its way out, and my luck, it would have blown apart at the worst possible time. And it probably still will. I thought I had a worse. Is this it? Oh, I think this was it. This was where it was the worst up here that I showed you guys in previous videos. But yeah, she was ready to blow. Thank you, Mom. But let me just get up under here and see what we're. So I routed it same way, starting right there, bam, over the little flimsy sway bar, back down. Oh yeah, look at that. We won't talk about that right now. That was a previous owner fix. It works though, but go down frame. So I drilled a hole in the frame for it to come through this side, come out, because it has absolutely nothing to go along with, because it is a unibody car. So I got it running this way, and it just runs all the way down with the brake line. I went through the cross member, back, and then up. No more torsion bars. Look at all that space. Look at all that. You can't really see it over there. But next we got to do something with the exhaust. I'm gonna have to go 2.5 inch, and I need it to sit I needed to sit up as high as absolutely possible. See, it could go up so much higher right here and give me clearance. And then mufflers. Spintech makes some low profile mufflers. See, there's a frame rail, there's my exhaust. But I'm hoping with the coilovers that I'll have much better this stuff, you know, much better of that to where I'm not bottoming out every time, because that was all I did with the old suspension. But that's it for me tonight. It's pushing 8:30, even though it's going to be light until like 9:30. Oh, we need to test it. Let's test it, make sure there's no leaks. Fuel pump engaged. Nothing. Oh, my fuel filter is right there up on the, I actually have it sheet metal screwed up through the floor pan. So hopefully I don't have to haul any cattle back there anytime soon. We're good. Solid, no leaks. Alright, alright, alright. Let's fire up. I want to hear the old girl. Still got that exhaust leak. Oh, right there. All right there. Hey, hey, hey. All right, well, so what I have an idea of headers that might fit. I'm going to try some cheap F-body headers. I might get away with them fitting over here with a little tickling, but the power steering pump is going to be there might be a lot of hammering going on this side to get one to fit. But I need to get long tubes. I can do shorties again. Now that that torsion bar is out of the way, I can clamp the connector a lot better now. But I prefer long tubes. Because shorties, you got to figure out downpipe, and of course there's no cheap options for that. I know you're saying, you know, take it to an exhaust shop. No, because I can figure out something here. This exhaust lasted this long. It's really, the only thing that's bugging me now is that exhaust leak, because it's making the car run horribly. Once it's up to temp and it's in closed loop, it bogs down really bad when you're coming from a stop just trying to move. But I might be able to get up there with the sizzle stick. Might be able to get up above that tube now. And it really doesn't matter if I booger weld it anymore, because when I go to take it off, I'm just going to chop the pipe off anyways. So it's not making anything hard for me. But all right, I'm going to clean some stuff up, and then we'll get back to this tomorrow. All right, so you just saw me try to weld up the rest of that oh, I forgot my helmet. Rest of that exhaust leak. The rest of that exhaust leak, which I got some of it, but it's in a funky spot, so it's hard to get to. Before that, I came out here and did this. So I only replaced the bad side. You can see that shoe still has plenty of life left in it. Actually, I feel like this one's thicker than this one. Kind of looks like there's more shoe on this one, on the old one, than there's a new one. But I just only replaced this side because I also think I have this in the wrong spot. I think that spring's supposed to go right there. Oh well. Because I don't have any of the hardware, new hardware, and I did not want to break these springs, or else I would have been SOL until I could get hardware, because of course I'm pretty sure I looked and O'Reilly's doesn't have any. So I just replaced this one bad one. This one's obviously still plenty good, and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and rebuild it like they showed me back in NAM. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Good as new. So now we can put the drum back on there. And rebuilt. And what I just finished up was these brake pads. So the new brake pads did fit, so I got those on both sides. The old ones were actually still in really good shape. I technically didn't have to replace them, but I just did anyways. And then I went ahead and I loosened all the suspension bolts, well, the main ones, the lower control arm, upper control arm. I raised the coil up more, and next I'm gonna bleed the front brakes real quick, and go grab the investor, bleed the brakes while they got the wheel out of the way, and then I can throw the new wheels on it and set it on the ground. I'm not, oh, hold on. So somewhere in here I have the lowering blocks that I hope I need. I've had this toolbox. This toolbox has been, I could have used you. This toolbox has been with me. What are you? For, oh my gosh, like 13, 14 years now. You're not supposed to be in here. Oh, that's a snap-on too. That's 3,000 bucks right there. I'll let somebody buy it on a payment plan. Okay, I have lowering blocks in there, and they should be 1 inch. I'll think what I'm going to do is leave the 2-inch lowering blocks for now, and just when I get it set on the ground, kind of see where it's at. The back just sits kind of too low to me, but let me bleed these brakes real quick, get the wheels on, and then see what it looks like on the ground, and see if I have any suspension trouble with that. All right, we got the 275 6015 Ling Lings and the 255 6015 Ling Langs on the front. Let's drop her down, see how she looks. Come on. Oh yeah, I have A little bit more room right here in the lip compared to the other wheels, because these are actually 4.5 inch backspace. The other ones, they're the knockoff, or not knockoff, but they're the Unilug rallies. And they stuck out just a tad. They basically had 4.25 backspace, so they stuck out this way a little bit more. Raised them up. Ooh, that looks like a good height right there. Maybe go a tad bit higher just to give us some. Let's see if we got bounce. Do we have bounce? Nope, still stiff as a board. What is going on? Oh, I don't know if I can take those 2-inch lowering blocks out, because if it sits about right there, I mean, that's pretty. That would go up an inch. I don't think an inch would make that much difference, but those wheels look so much better because they're actually powder coated black, and they're nice. You can actually wash them off and whatnot. That's my baby right there. If Jesus lived today, he would drive a Ready Black 73 LS Swap Cuda. I'm just saying. I'm not being biased. I'm just saying. What is going on? So the only other thing I can think is the sway bars, or the sway bar. It's not tightened though, so maybe I just need to take it out completely and see what that does. Anyways, done for the day. Cicadas are telling me to go inside and go sleep, so I'll see y'all tomorrow, which should be the finished video, or should be the test drive in the end of the video, is what I'm saying, hopefully, as long as nothing breaks. All right, so next day, day 3. I think I mentioned, I don't remember if I mentioned something. I think something was binding in the suspension, and that's why I wasn't able to get any bounce. And I don't think it was the 450-pound springs that were previously on it, and I went to 350-pound springs thinking that was gonna make the difference, and it didn't. But in a way it did, because the 450-pound springs were 9 inches long, and those were too long. And now that I have the 8-inch springs, I'm able to adjust the ride height way more. Is where the 9-inch springs, with the nuts all the way back down on the coilover, which would make the car lower, it was completely tapped out. You couldn't go any farther down, and the car was sitting too high. But anyways, I sat here, I've been messing with the alignment. This wheel still needs to go in a little bit, but the wheel is just about even on the ground. But you can see it's kind of pointing out this way, so I need to turn the tie rod in, so it just a tickle, so it lines up with the rear wheel. This side I got just about dead even. Now this is sitting way flatter. It's probably hard to tell in the video, but this is 100% flat, even. That side, it needs to come in this way just to tickle on the caster camber setup. But this side is pretty much dialed in. I mean, the best it's gonna get for doing it at home. But like I said, the big reason why I got those SPC control arms, because they make life so much easier. But now with the sway bar out, watch this. Oh, I can't do it one-handed, but it's, when I put 2 hands on it and I press down, it definitely has way more bounce now. So they want my attention so bad. I know, man. Everybody wants to be me, but you can't, because I'm me. But I think I'll probably just adjust this tie rod once more, scoot that in a little bit, and then I'm gonna tighten the lower and upper control arm. Well, actually I can do it in the air now that I found what the binding issue was. I don't really have any space without the car being jacked up for me to tighten the upper and lower control arms, so I'm gonna have to jack it up and get the weight off the ground. So hopefully it should still be all right. It should, once I drive it, it should loosen up. But let me do that real quick. I'm gonna throw this in the power steering and watch it leak out, and then burn up my power steering pump and my gearbox, and then we just, you know, we just set the whole car on fire. How about that? All right, let me do that real quick, and then we finish this video. All right. Oh boy. My steering wheel is way off. Oh. I'm not an alignment guy, what can I say? Wait for it. Maybe? Definitely not. The steering wheel's gonna be way off. It's gonna bug me. But everything is tight except for the dilly that goes through the dilly and tightens the other dilly. The shaft that goes in the lower control arm. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I can't think straight. But that bad boy, I'll remember it after I finish this video. But that bad boy is not 100% tight. Everything else is. That thing is kind of hard to tighten because of there's a nut welded to it, and it's in the hole, and I can't get to it, so I got to figure out how I'm gonna mess with all that. I would run the stock shaft with this setup. If I had known how this was gonna go, I would have ordered that, but I didn't know, so here we are. But let's go on the first test drive and see how. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I haven't been this nervous since I started daily driving this 2.5 years ago. Why are we smoking? We didn't see it, just, oh my gosh. And I ain't got no brake pedal. Just go, we die. Kinda don't care at this point. Definitely have to bleed those brakes again. Hitting bumps already seems. Way better. I'm not even out of the neighborhood and the bumps I'm hitting are already. Oh, but I gotta tighten those lower and this alignment is definitely off. I'm also worried that I burnt up my power steering pump. It's already whining. Oof. We don't have brakes. Let's go this way. I'm not going on a long test drive because I have no clue if my power steering is all leaked out by now, which is a new thing. The alignment's way off, and the brake pedal goes all the way down to the floor. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. A trillion times better. Just hitting these little bumps. That's crazy how I can tell the big difference. That also tells you how long I rode with messed up 51-year-old suspension. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so much better to drive when I get brakes. Oh, stop, please. Come back. I lost you. It's all right. We're not going far. We're just heading back to his house. Just went around the block. Oh my gosh, it rides so much better. Oh my gosh. That's how, so this tells you how bad it was. I would be going I'm probably doing like 10, 15 miles an hour. And all these dips and bumps in the neighborhood would be destroying the Cuda. But now I'm just bouncing. Oh my gosh, oh, it's worth it. Oh my gosh. Aside from no brakes. Oh yeah, I gotta bleed those big time. Wait, I didn't even check the brake fluid level. Oh man. Shift, bro. You're scaring me. Oh my gosh, so much better. Oh, hitting all these bumps. So, is this what it's supposed to be like? Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, we lost something. Oh, shit. What'd we lose? Something just came loose. Good thing I didn't go far. Come on, just make it down the street. Well, that was short-lived. Let's get to the house and check this out. Oh my gosh. What happened? I'm gonna guess. I can't even guess. Ball joint. Oh, am I even gonna be able to turn into the driveway? Oh boy. Oh. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Oh. Oh. We were so close. Oh, no. No. You've got to be shitting me. Oh, the investor's gonna be pissed. I do. Luckily, here. Oh boy. And there goes all my power steering fluid at the same time. And I don't know how much longer I can take of this ass kicking. Why aren't you coming off? You're going the wrong way. Oh my gosh. Yay. Piece of Now I gotta go check that one over there. I do have one factory one left that I can stick back in. Oh my gosh, you gotta be... Oh my gosh, okay. We're done. We're done. I'm done. It's done. I can't. I'll see y'all next time. Appreciate you watching. Go build some.